watch some of the online videos while I'm on the train or something.
Oh yeah. So now it's watching.
Namaste everyone.
Namaste.
How are you both?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
All good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then let's begin today's session. So do you want to ask anything about yesterday's class?
Don't think so.
What did we do yesterday? Do you remember?
The headstands and all of the different variations.
We did a hip opening, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes. 2 days ago we did headstands. Okay. Yesterday we did hip opening. Okay. I'm losing track of time.
Okay, sit in any comfortable pose. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Long exhale out. Now we will chant 3 times Om together. Inhale. Now join your hands together in front of your heart center. Bow your head down and open your eyes while blinking. And namaste to everyone. Okay, then let's begin with the warm-up. All right, then we will talk about warrior A pose. Okay, now as you inhale, stretch your arms up over the head. Take your arms up. As you exhale, bend forward, hands on the floor. Inhale, halfway look up. And then exhale, jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale for the downward facing dog. Now stay there. 5. Press your palms into your mat. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now jump forward for the halfway look up. Exhale, completely bend down. Inhale, stretch your arms over the head. And then exhale, again bend forward. Inhale, halfway look up. Exhale, jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then hold there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now jump forward for the halfway look up. Exhale, completely bend down. Inhale, stretch your arms over your head. Exhale, again bend forward, hands on your mat. Now inhale, halfway look up. Exhale, jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And now stay there again for the 5 Ujjayi breath. 1. Breathe in. And then long exhale out. 2. 3. Stretch your hips high. 4. 5. Now jump forward for the halfway look up. Exhale, completely bend down. Inhale, stretch your arms over your head. Now bend your knees for the chair pose, Utkatasana. Good job. Stretch your spine up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend forward into the forward bend. Inhale, halfway look up. And then exhale, jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now step your right leg forward, arms up for the warrior A. Exhale, hands on your floor, hands on your mat, and then jump back to Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now left leg forward in between your both hands, arms up for the warrior A. Exhale, hands on the floor. Again, step back to Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now hold there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now jump forward for the halfway look up. Exhale, completely bend down. Inhale for the chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, again bend forward, hands on your mat. Now inhale, halfway look up. And then exhale, jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now step your right leg forward in between your both hands for the warrior A. Hands straight over your head. Exhale, hands on the floor. Again, step back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now left leg forward, arms up over the head for the warrior A. Exhale, bend forward and jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Now inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now stay there for 5 Ujjayi breaths. Pedal out your legs one by one. Bend your one leg at a time and then stretch 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now jump forward for the halfway look up. Exhale, completely bend down. Now inhale for the chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, again bend forward. Inhale, halfway look up. And then exhale, jump back to Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now step your right leg forward, arms up for the warrior A. Hips square. Take your hands up. Exhale, again, jump back to Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now left leg forward, in between your hands, arms up. Now exhale, hands on the floor. Again, step back to Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now hold there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jump forward for the halfway look up. Exhale, completely bend down. Inhale for the chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, again bend forward, hands on your mat. Inhale, halfway look up. And then exhale, jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now step your right leg forward. Take your arms up for the warrior A. Stretch. Exhale, hands on your mat, and then again step back to Chaturanga. Inhale for the Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale for Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now left leg forward, arms up over the head for the warrior A. Exhale, hands on your mat, and step back to Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now hold there. 1, 2, 3. Keep stretching your hips high. 4, 5. Now jump forward for the halfway look up. Exhale, completely bend down. Inhale for the chair pose, Utkatasana. Now hook your right elbow on your left knee. Join your hands together and then hook your right elbow on your left knee. Press your hands against each other. Twist your spine out and then hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, again back to the center, arms extended over the head. Exhale on the other side, hook your left elbow on your right knee. Press your hands against each other and then twist your spine. Stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale again back to the center, arms over the head. Exhale, bend forward, hands on the floor. Inhale, halfway look up. Exhale, jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now step your right leg forward in between your both hands and then arms up and lift your back heel off the floor for the high lunge. Keep your back leg straight. Now start to sink your hips down, up and down. 1, 2. Either you can place your hands on your front knee. That's also fine. Take the support of your arm. 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Stay there and then open your hands out for the warrior B. With the next inhalation, take your back leg more back. Now sink your hips down even more lower than before. Yes, stay for 3, 2, 1. Now from here, side angle pose. Drop your right elbow on your right leg and left hand up over the ear. And then stretch your arm, sink your hips down, pull up high through your chest. Heidi, take your left hand close to the ears, beside your ears, yes. And then look at your palm. Hold for 3, push your hips down, 2, and 1. Inhale, again back to the warrior B. Look front to your palm. Now we will do reverse warrior. Place your left hand on your left leg, right hand up over the ear. Hips again pushed down and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, again back to the warrior B. Now triangle pose. Grab your right big toe with your right hand. Now stretch your left hand up over the head, stretch, pull up high, and then hold there for a few more counts. 3, 2, 1. Inhale back to the warrior B. Now from the warrior B, now we will do side lunge on our left leg. Sink your hips down onto your left leg and then join your hands together. And then take your left hand out. Make sure your left hand is in front of your left leg. Now raise your right arm up over the head and then look at your palm. Hold for 3. Pull up high, stretch your legs together. 2, 1. Now inhale back to the warrior B on your right leg. Look front to your palm, sink your hips down. And then exhale, extend your front leg at the knee and then turn your right foot in. Now keep your feet parallel to each other. Now place your hands on your waist. Exhale, completely bend down and then hold on your big toes. Inhale, look front straight ahead. And then exhale, bend your elbows and then lower your head down. And then stretch your spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now inhale all the way, come up high, straighten your hands out for the warrior B. Warrior B on your right leg. Now sweep your left hand up for the high lunge. Now take your left hand up for the high lunge. And then exhale, place your palms on the floor and jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale for the downward facing dog. Now step your left leg forward. Now sweep your arms up over the head. Now stay there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now with the next inhalation, extend your arms out to the side for the warrior B. Take your back leg more back. Sink your hips down. Push your hips down towards the floor. Now from here, go far forward towards your left hand and then place your left hand on your left leg for the side angle pose. Stretch your right arm up over the ear, close to the ears. Hold, press your back heel on the floor on your mat and then stretch. 3, push your hips down. 2, and 1. Now with the next inhalation, swing it back for the warrior B. Now we will do reverse warrior. Go far forward towards your left hand and then wrap your right hand behind your back. Either you can wrap your hand behind your back or place your right hand on your right leg for the reverse warrior. And then hold, front leg bend. Push your hips down, hips open like a warrior B and then hold for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale again back to the warrior B, arms extended out. Now from here, we will do side lunge on our right leg. Okay, now side lunge on your right leg. Sink your hips down and then pull your left toes back. Lift that toes off the floor. Join your hands together in front of your heart center. Now take your right hand out and then stretch your left hand over the ear. Open high, palm facing to your face and then hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale again back to the center for the warrior B. Sink your hips down again, stretch. Now turn your front leg in. Now completely bend forward. Now grab your elbows together. Grab your elbows. Now from here, reach up and then sink down. 1. And then take your hands in. Now lower your forearm, take your hands out. Inhale again, lower your forearm like this. Okay, just keep on moving your hands. Lower, now side. Again, lower your hands, take your hands in. Again, lower your forearms. You do like this. 1, keep on stretching. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, keep on stretching. 9, 10, 11, 12, come on. 13, 14, for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now turn your left foot out for the warrior B. Warrior B on your left leg. Now grab your left big toe for the triangle pose. Now extend your right arm up, stay, and then hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale again back to the warrior B. Arms extended out. Now sweep your right arm up for the warrior A or high lunge. Exhale, hands on the floor and jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now pedal out your legs one by one. Bend your one leg at a time and keep on stretching. Breathe in and out there. Normalize your breath. Now again jump forward for the halfway look up. Exhale, completely bend down. Inhale for the chair pose with Katasana. Exhale, Samasti. Now shake your legs, shake your thighs. Now from here again, take your arms up over the head and make a nice arc on your back. Look front, interlock your fingers, and then take your hands behind your head and then stretch from your thoracic region. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, bend forward, hands on the floor. Inhale, halfway look up. Now step your right leg back and drop your back knee on your mat. Now sink your hips down, push your hips down. Yes, maximize the angle between your both legs. Now grab your right leg with your left hand. Grab your right foot with your left hand and then push your hips down again and then hold there. 1. Rotate your front leg outward. 2. Push your front leg away from your body. Yes. 3. Just push your right leg front and away. 4. Sink your hips down. Push your leg away from your body. 5. 6. Keep bending down. 7. 8. 9. And then 10. Release your left leg. Sorry, right leg back. Now jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana or plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now step your right leg forward in between your hands. Back leg drop down and push your hips down into Asva Sanchalan. And now bend your left leg and hold on your right big toe or right ankle. Yes, and then push your hips down towards the floor. Keep on pushing. Now stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now release your leg down. Step your right leg back for the plank. Now inhale, upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. Now for the warrior A, on your right leg. Okay, now let's talk about the alignment of the warrior A. Okay, just see the position of your warrior A, how your legs are, and what is the rotation of your feet or your legs and your arms in this position. Now release down and sit up straight. Okay, let's talk about warrior A. First, let's understand what is the main purpose of the warrior A. Okay, as I told you before, so in each and every posture that has a purpose, maybe that can give you only stability, maybe that gives you stretch, or maybe that gives you mobility. Okay, so what do you feel like in the warrior A, where it works? Does it work on the flexibility, or does it work on the stability or strength?
I'd say strength and stability.
Yes, in the beginning, for the beginners, it's definitely going to stretch your back leg and your front leg too. But once you become like little advanced or intermediate, then it does not give you stretches. Do you feel that stretch on your legs when you are here in the warrior A? But when it comes to the high lunge, where your heels are lifted, at the time you easily feel that nice stretch on your hip flexors. These are your hip flexors. But in the warrior A, it's a bit harder to find that stretch on your hip flexors, right? Then we can say if this warrior A gives us strength or stability. Okay, so that we consider as a strength posture or strengthening posture. Okay, but it's not for the for the beginners you will have that strength, but when you come to advanced or intermediate, then it does not give you much strength. All right, see, in this warrior A, your front leg that bent and your back leg that should be straight. Okay, back leg that will be turned slight outward. Okay, that will not be turning completely inward. Why is it so? Because if you're turning your back foot inward, just look at here. If I'm doing warrior A, I have to turn my leg into 30-degree or 45-degree angle in. But if you are trying to get your leg completely in, and that is going to be very hard to push your back heel down, because this is limiting the range of motion of your ankle joint. Okay, so that is why we usually press our heel to the side, not to the inline of your toes. All right, so either you can turn your foot in, or if it's getting hard for beginners, you can always lift the back leg off the floor, but make sure you're not bending your leg. This leg should be always straight and your heel should be right above your toes. Okay, and as we have got in our knees stability, we have got stability in our knee joint, right? But when we try to rotate our legs inward, because we are aiming to get our hips square towards our front leg, right? So we have to rotate our back leg inward, but our foot is turned outward. So how can we get our hips completely square? So that's the myth. We cannot get our hips completely square in the warrior A, because our feet, our back foot is not turned completely inward, right? In the high lunge, you can easily find your hips completely square, but in the warrior A, that will not happen. Okay, if it is happening, that means you are going against the tendency of your body. See, if your foot is turned inward like this, but if it was like this, then you could easily keep your hips square. But we cannot keep our foot like this in this warrior A. We can either lift our heel off the floor, or we can drop our heel to the side so that it will make 30 to 45-degree angle inward. Okay, so in this 30 to 45-degree angle inward, your leg is also rotating inward like this. But what happens in your leg? We have got stability in our knee joint, so that has a limited range of motion. Because in the stability joint, we cannot twist our that particular joint. Because we have stability, we cannot twist our knee joint. That means if your leg is turned into 30 to 45-degree angle inward, your lower leg that is also supposed to rotate 30 to 45-degree inward. Okay, your lower leg and your foot angle would be same. All right, and let's suppose your foot and your lower legs angle is same. But what about your upper leg? That upper leg mobility or that rotation that does not directly come from your lower leg, that comes from your hip joint, because your hip joint has a mobility. Where we have mobility, we can easily rotate our rotate that particular joint or particular that bone, right? So in that circumduction of that mobility joint, we can easily rotate our leg more in like this from the top of our femur bone. Okay, but your lower leg is turned into 30-degree. Your foot is also turned into 30-degree. But what about your lower upper leg? That can easily rotate into 45+ degree angle. Okay, see, if your upper leg is turning 60-degree angle inward and your lower leg, that can turn only 45-degree angle according to your foot position, right? But if it is 60, it is 45. So where is that the difference between 60 and 45? That will where it will come. It will likely come to your knee joint. Okay, that is then you will have injury on your knee joint. Okay, so that we have to avoid. What can we do? What can we do in order to avoid this that difference between the angles?
Make sure your hips aren't pushed in too much.
Yes, we cannot push our hip too much forward. Right? If you're pushing your hip too much forward, so your upper hip or upper leg, that will start to rotate more in, then that twisting will come directly on your knee joint. Are you getting me, Catherine? So what can we do? We can release our upper leg. Like we can compromise with our upper leg, right? So we are going to rotate, we are not going to rotate our leg 60-degree angle. Instead, we can rotate our leg into 45-degree angle, as same as like your lower leg and your foot. Then you will not have any twisting, and then you will not have any compression on your knee joint. So that's how our back leg, that should be aware. Okay. So now it means if you are doing warrior A pose, you're not getting your hips completely square, your back hip, that will be turned slightly outward. Okay, so that is also completely fine. So in the warrior A, if you're getting your hips completely square, that means you are hypermobile. Okay, because as I already told you that excess of everything is harmful. If you're getting too much mobility in your any joint, that means it is a hypermobility, and in this hypermobility, you won't be find the stability. You're just playing with your joints. Maybe you will get injured. Okay, so mobility, that means strength plus flexibility. This would be together. But if you are already hypermobile, that means you have hyper flexibility. There is no strength, zero strength. Okay, so that's how we are going to keep that's how we are going to keep our back leg in our mind. Okay, and your warrior A position, that will be always seen from the front side. Okay, not from the sideways. If you look at your hip, let's suppose you're doing warrior A here. If you look at your practice of warrior A, now you can see your hips are not square. But if you are looking at me from the front, my hips will be square. Okay, so we'll have to consider that warrior A. Like we usually say, your hips should be square in the warrior A. That should be square from the front side, not from the sideways. Okay, so consider that hips is square from the front, not or from the back, not from the side. Okay, so this is your warrior A. And what about your front leg? That should be bent into what angle? 90-degree or more than 90-degree, like, as per the condition of the person or the practitioner. Okay, so one more thing I want to ask: if you're working on the strength of your muscles, so how it builds when you're going against the gravity or towards the gravity? How do we build our strength when we are working against the gravity or towards the gravity?
Against the gravity.
Against the gravity, right? So if you're sinking your hips down towards the gravity, Do you really think like you're going to strengthen your front thigh? Hmm? See, when you're going towards the gravity, that means the gravity is dominant. Then you're pulling action, right? So that resistance is less than that gravitational force. Are you getting me? So if your angle is less than 90-degree angle, that means your resistance is less than your gravitational force. Okay, that means you are not working on your joint. You are going to be led by the gravity. You're not working on yourself. The gravity is pulling you down. You're not working. You don't have, like, you're just working 30 or 40% of your strength. You're not working your 100% strength right there. Okay, so that's how you're not going to build the strength in your muscle. So what's that mean? If the angle is less than 90-degree angle, that means you're doing it wrong. The gravity is pulling it down. You're not working on your strength, and you're just losing yourself, and you're hanging into your joints. Okay, when you're coming up against the gravity, now here, now what's that mean? You're resisting action. I mean, your pulling action is more than your gravitational force. Okay, now you are working so much, like more than the before one, like when you are above than the 90-degree angle. Okay, so there you will be more engaged, like chaturanga dandasana. If you are doing chaturanga dandasana like this, just hanging joint here, now the gravity is pulling me more down, and gravitational force is more powerful than my resisting action. All right, so there I'm not working on my strength part. I'm not building the strength. But if I'm resisting here, now I'm working on the strength. But if I'm here, I'm not working on the strength because I'm just hanging into the joints. My joints are working. I'm not working on my muscles. All right. So in the warrior A, make sure your front leg is slight above than your 90-degree angle. Even 90-degree angle is also fine. But if it is above than the 90-degree angle, then you will build more strength. Okay. Do not let your thigh muscle. Let's suppose if it is less than 90-degree angle, your thigh muscles will be stretched out, and that will not work that much intense. Like that will not work accordingly. If your thigh muscles is slight up above, then your contraction of your thigh muscle, that will be more. Okay, so no need to hold into the joint. You just need to work on the muscles only. All right, and your front foot position, that will be neutral. Either you can take it slight outward, that is fine. See, what usually happens, your front leg goes inward like this, but what is supposed to be like outward. Because when your front leg, like any leg, your left leg or right leg, whenever it is in front, that should be rotated slightly outward, because you are creating a space in your pelvic girdle. But if you're rotating that inward, you will have bone on bone compression in your pelvic girdle. Okay, that is also supposed to be kept in our mind whenever we are performing this posture. Okay, so what that means, you can press from the outer edges of your foot, and then you'll be engaged with your heel and your calf muscle and your thigh bone. Back leg position that you already know. Now what about your hip joint? So your hip, see, one more tendency we have got in our hip joint whenever we are doing warrior A or this highland pose, we continue to tilt forward or hinge forward from our hip joint. Okay, so that should be avoided, because when you're tilting your hip forward like this, now you are not engaged with your abdomen. Now again you are hanging into your pelvic girdle. Okay, so what we are going to do, we're gonna squeeze our hips in, and then pull your lower belly in, and then sweeping your arms over the head, so that you will be entirely engaged from the sideways. All right, so that's how that is supposed to be done. So did you understand, Catherine?
Yes.
Okay, and you, Heidi? Okay, now you have got 5 minutes. Just explain it. Whatever you have understood.
Your hips should be look square from the front, but not from the side, because you don't want the angle between your hip and your foot and knee to be too big, otherwise you'll injure your knee. The front leg should be bent at 90 degrees or just above, so that you're pulling away from the gravity and building strength rather than just sinking into the joints.
And you, Catherine, 2 more points from your side.
The toes, they can look slightly upwards, and the back foot, it is either the heel is off the floor or sideways, like for the and
the lower belly
engaged, so that we do not hang into our head.
Yes. So that was all for Warrior A, and just perform it for the ones, then we'll finish the class. It's Warrior A. Yes, pull your lower belly in and then reach your arms up and press your front heel on your mat. Yeah, pull up high, just be engaged. And then other side, step your left leg forward, right leg back. Again, reach up high, take your front leg away from your body, push that knee out. Yes, and then sink your hips down. Make sure you're not having any pressure on your knee joint. Now release. Now sit back into any comfortable pose that you like. Now close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Long exhale out. Inhale. Then exhale. Now we will chant one Om followed by 3 Shanti. Inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Join your hands together in front of your heart center. Bow your head down. Open your eyes while blinking. And namaste to everyone. Do you guys have any question? You may ask now. No question. Yeah, Catherine? Yeah, ask.
Where do I look when I'm in Warrior A?
I could not hear you. Could you please repeat again?
Where do I look in Warrior?
Okay, where do we look? So you have to fix your gaze on your thumb, okay, and look front. If you don't have cervical problem, if you have cervical problem, then you just need to look front like this, and then make sure your shoulders are not coming close to your ears. The shoulders should be pressed down, and hands are rotating outward. Okay. Okay, then thank you so much. Hope you like the class. Enjoy your day. Namaste.